host, S.H, coming live on location, just tapping in to share some really beautiful events coming up and to also share about my day. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am your host, S.H. Today, tapping in for a candid conversation, tapping into the energy of my day and seeing if anybody would like to come in and join me and have a conversation. Today for me was very beautiful. Today I was able to hold space for a sister circle in South Carolina. The energy of this event was so beautiful. It was such a healing vibration of love, of divine exchange, and of tapping into the mother wound and how we show up as women, how we show up in our lives as mothers, how we show up in our lives as children, and how we show up in our own individual I am. So today was very much a healing environment of really being able to speak up and speak out and fix crowns in the process. And I just wanted to share it. I know I am on the road, so it's going to be difficult for me to get home and really decompress. So I decided to come in and just have a conversation. So if there's anyone who would like to join me in this candid conversation, please let me know so we can chat it up. As you see on the screen, we have an event coming up that I have told you guys that was coming and in the works, and I've also shared it with those of you who know me about an event coming up called the Summer Solstice Retreat. This is going to be held in California with my divine sister, Lady Ankh. And if you are open and available and able to join us, I welcome you in. You can find the information on the Soul Sync Vibes website, Sync being S-Y-N-K, and that is all about surrendering to your knowing. Surrendering to your knowing now. Or surrendering to your natural knowing in the energy of silence, stillness, and harmony. This is going to be a very, very, very powerful event. So if you are in the California area, or if you're able to fly out, this is going to be an open event for anyone who is feeling called or led to really take some time to go within. We will be offering some beautiful healing medicines along with some Reiki energy, some yoga, some sun salutation, some just deep dive reflection. And I want to give thanks. I want to offer this to my community even here on TikTok. This is going to be an intimate event, but it is definitely going to be well worth your time spent with yourself. And then having some soul guides like me and Lady Ankh there to just facilitate the space and offer some journal prompts in the process, and then help you come into that self-regulated space of your own personal I am. Right now, it is very, very important for us all to begin to come into this space of our inner knowing, to bring forth that expansion, that growth, that healing that allows us to live our best life now. Welcome in everyone. I am hosting this candid conversation. So if anyone would like to come in or have any words they would like to share in the chat, please feel free to do that, because this is what we're doing today. As me honoring my 365 days going live on TikTok, sharing my wisdoms, sharing my inspiration, and really sharing my life. This is a personal walk for me, y'all, and it's definitely a healing walk for me as well. So if you are available and want to chat, please let me know and we can do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk because this is me opening up my chakra energy, that Shakti love frequency, and feeling my own heart in the process. For me, today's event was all about me really being able to help women come into their knowing. And although I do this kind of work as a holistic self-care practitioner with women one-on-one, and I've held space in the Queen Afua's rites of passage, both as a mentor in sister circles, but also as a lead mentor holding space for the mentors that have held space in that rites of passage program. It's really a work that even us as healers, as space holders, as frequency holders, to be able to find that time to have a time to hold space for ourselves, and then also to have space for people to hold space for us, because no one has achieved it. No one has reached the pinnacle of their being, and especially for those of us who hold space for others, it's very, very important to have that time to get healing for yourself. I'm also a Reiki master teacher, a Reiki master, and I have learned to hold space for myself as I'm showing up in this energy, in and out because of the light, I guess. But I've learned to hold space for myself, but it's also important for us to go and be held by others as well. So this call for this Silence and Stillness and Harmony retreat would be awesome for practitioners who are in this line of healing to come out and be held and to hold space for yourself while also being held. So if you are a holistic practitioner, if you do energy work, if you hold space for others on a regular and need some place to come to begin to have someone even be in the vicinity while you hold space for yourself, this retreat is for you. And I am super excited. It will be here before we know it. It is going to be next month, June the 20th through the 23rd. We have a beautiful location set aside right by the water. You know, for me, water is my medicine. Water is my healing space. And I'm calling y'all out. Come out and be held. Be held in a space where you can be held. You know, this is going to be phenomenal. We will tap into the galactic energies as it's mentioned on the flyer for this wave spell, and just be held by universal love, be held by universal stillness and silence in the process, and really be held by the ancestors that are showing up to support us at this time. A lot of the big mama energy is showing up now and calling us as women, the divine feminine, to begin to tap into the wisdom, the knowledge, the essence of them, their energy and their work and their wisdom, to be able to bring us and hold us as we hold them. It's that cycle of energy being repeated in a higher vibration now, that we have the freedom to choose. Those of us who are finding ourselves in these healing works, we have been called, we have been chosen to be the light in the darkness. As I'm fading in and out, greetings y'all, as I'm driving. But yes, this is for you to be seen, held, and witnessed, not by the communities necessarily that we serve, but by the angelics, by the divine wisdom keepers and the divine ascended masters who are calling us forth to instill in us ancient wisdom, ancient ideas of healing and growth and expansion, so that we can truly begin to create this new world. I know for some it may be cliche to say that we are entering into a new world, a new frequency, and those who see it, we see it very clearly. And it is time for us to be fully equipped to do the work in the process. And the work begins with you. The work begins with you being able to have the capacity to continue to do what you have been sent to do. And in order to do that, you do have to keep your cups full. In the sister circle today, that feeling of our cups did come up, and understanding that you can't give out of an empty cup. You can't give something that you do not have. You can't show up for others continually in a space of pouring out without being able to take time to rest, take time to heal, take time to get quiet, so that you can truly be filled. And this is a work, spiritual work doesn't have to be hard, but it does take intention. It does take focus. It does take showing up for you in spite of anyone else showing up. It does take stepping out of your comfort zone. And in that space, there's been a lot of spiritual people being drained and then being held to that space of obligation to continue to show up, when sometimes it's like, nah, I don't got it. I gotta sit down. I gotta take time for me and not be seen, heard, witnessed, or hold space for others. Oftentimes we get caught up in our personas. We get caught up in our titles. We get caught up in the projection that other people are putting on us, when in fact it's not for us to carry. The burden, the expectation, the obligation, it's time to release all that. It's time to release it, let it go, and begin to show up when it's time to, but also know that you can turn off. You can turn off to the world. You can turn off to the expectation. You can turn off to the obligation, and begin to really tune in to those deeper works, those greater works that are being revealed in the stillness, in the quietness, in bringing harmony and balance and self-regulation to your own being. We are not the bodies. We are not the titles. We are not held to an expectation that we have not been filled up enough to overflow in. We don't pour from an empty cup. When I know a lot of us have shown up in this space of the healer, the fixer, and we have given and given and given to our exhaustion. We have given from a place of, I don't even have anything for me. And this is where the time, taking the time to be in your own energy matters. It matters so much to be able to show up for you. And even as I'm coming on live these next 365 days, just speaking my truth and sitting in the vibration of my own energy, it's important for me to know that some days I don't have to be seen. Some days I don't have to be witnessed in that full capacity, because I have to protect my energy too. I have to show up in the spaces that I'm being told to, but also with that divine covering, with that divine protection. And oftentimes we find that some of us feel like we have to show up completely every time. And that's not the case. Sometimes you have to preserve your energy. Sometimes you have to call your power back to you. Sometimes you have to also call forth for extra reinforcement from the other side. You know, it's that cycle of life that continues to edify and expand and grow us, and we have to be aware of it. You know, I'm hearing sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And that is in our life experiences. You know, how are you showing up in your relationships? How are you showing up at your job space? How are you showing up in your partnerships? Are you taking that time to shut down and say, it's okay to be in my own energy? Even as mothers, even for our children, sometimes we have to say, you know what? I need that mommy time. And that time is for me. You know, it's very important that no one takes all that you have. You are your own source. And you have to know where you can be filled. And you have to know when you have to say, I don't have it. It's not within my capacity to give. Because I'm on survival right now. My cup is not running over. So therefore, I don't have nothing to give. And that's okay too. You know, and as practitioners and as healers, we have to be able to tell that to our audience. We have to be able to tell that to our sisters and our circles and our clients, that, you know what? It's okay to not show up sometime. And let that just settle. We don't have to be on all the time. Sometimes we gotta turn off. And those are the times that we have to also be intentional with what we're doing with our time. When you turn off, are you just zoning out? Are you just doom scrolling? Are you just looking for another feel of nothingness? Are you filling your cup with laughter and joy? Are you doing the things that fill you up? Or are you still being drained in the things that you are doing when you're taking the time to just be? For me, I have no problem sitting in the dark in nothingness and finding so much peace. No music, no entertainment, just me. And loving on myself so unconditionally. And reverencing the time that I get to spend doing absolutely nothing. Have you done that? And how does it feel to even consider doing nothing? Doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. Does your body feel dysregulated when you're doing nothing? Does your body feel this anxiety when you're doing nothing? This is a place where we can self-regulate. You know, beginning to go within, speaking love to ourselves, setting with our inner knowingness, adjusting our crown to, you are safe here. Even in doing nothing, you are supported here. You are loved here. And set in that. Allow the emotions to come up, to be released into the ethers, of nothingness. Feeling your feels. How many of us are comfortable to feel? I know a lot of our ancestors, and even growing up myself, We haven't even heard our parents tell us that they love us. That came up in the circle. How many of you have not even received love in a way that you need? And do you know what that love looks like? And are to begin to give it to yourself? Are you able to love on yourself so much that you don't need nothing else? You're not looking for someone to fill your cup for you because you are so full, so full. Your soul is filling you to that capacity where now you truly are in a position. Or does your work symbolize your worth? That was another thing that came up. Do you feel like you have to perform in order to feel worthy of anything? Or do you see yourself worthy just because you are? That was a deep one right there. How many people can sit in a space of silence and stillness and allow whatever to come up to be seen, to be held, to be witnessed? And for your soul, your essence, your higher self, your little girl, your ancestors, your ascended masters to help you to regulate your identity in the nothingness. Let that settle for a moment. Can you be okay in the nothingness? This is something that I have really been working on because for me, my performance and how much I gave to others was that place of me finding my worth. And I gave and gave and gave hopes that this is how I would feel worthy of love. You know, give to your exhaustion because then they will see you, they will witness you, they will love you. But in that space, I truly wasn't getting the love. I was getting the exhaustion, the dysregulation, the performance agenda. I gotta show up. I gotta do this. If I don't, they're not gonna see my worth. So I had to come into that space of nothingness to say, can I be okay in the nothing, in the no accolades, in the no validation, in the no good job, in the no one needing me, no one depending on me, and find peace in that and know that I am still worthy of everything that I desire, that I still get to live my best life now, even in the midst of nothing, in the midst of not having, doing, or being anything but nothing. That was a revelation for me. And this is what this retreat will offer you. A place to be held, for sure, to self-regulate, to bring harmony and healing to our soul in a way that we've never done before. This is what we're doing. This is what I'm offering. And this is why I'm showing up. And it feels good to feel good. So, this is my message for today. I have officially made it home. Give thanks for that. And I am looking forward to seeing those who feel called to come and join us at the summer solstice silence and Stillness retreat in California, June the 20th through the 22nd in California. If you need information and want to know more about this retreat, please go over to my website event page of Soul Sync Vibes, SYNK. Source your knowing now. Source your knowing now. Bringing all that you know into this now reality and living our best life now. For those of you who may be just joining or who have not seen me before, all of my lives are posted on my YouTube page at Circle of Sisters Table Talk page. And these are the 365-day lives that I will be doing for the rest of this year. Usually I'm on here pulling tarot and oracle cards, tapping into universal energy, sharing nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Okay? So the love frequency will continue. Living my best life will continue. Sitting in those spaces of uncomfortability to heal, to grow, to glow, and to flow in the highest vibration of life now. Believing and receiving and knowing that I get to say, how good can it get? And I encourage you to take the time to ponder that, to sit in that, and to see just how good it can get when your cup is overflowing with the love that you have given yourself first, and be able to show up in the spaces to be the light in the darkness for others. And as we say as sacred women, I am going to close out with this prayer. And it's just an affirmation, but it is so resonant for this moment. Give thanks. We are the women who lighten the darkness. We have come to lighten the darkness. It is lightened. We have overcome the destroyers. We are there for those who weep, who hide their faces, who sunk down. They looked up on us then and said, "We are the women. We are the healers. We are the women. We are the healers. We, the divine women, are the healers, and we are the women." So until next time, I am your host, Chantel Sierta Shakim, your sacred woman soul guide, speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. Until tomorrow, peace and love.